Councillor Adofoli is finally seated, and we're going to talk to him into detail about the rising infidelity in women. Councillor Adofoli, you're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How is everyone at the marriage consult?
We're doing very well.
We're doing very well.
Very
okay,
well.
so if you don't know him, you're meeting for the first time. Well, he's going to talk to us. He's from the marriage consult, and they do a lot. After that, we'll talk about that. Councillor Adofoli, a lot of women are beginning to be unfaithful. What has happened? What has gone wrong?
Thanks for asking. See, sometimes there's a lack of understanding about this whole relationship and marriage thing. But when we are getting to the relationship, we are actually making a certain kind of promises to each other. And words are not just empty. So this promise, out of this promise or this vow or covenant, trust is built. Just like setting a rule for the game, when we watch even the football, there are certain things we have agreed that we won't do it. There are things we agreed that we will do this. So when you go behind that agreement to do something else, you have violated the agreement. And that caused a lot of mistrust.
The country am I
So, you kind of say, yeah, quite a problem. Because who was sent here, just like your ball, and I grow. You agree, see, you may be a while, but you may be a while. Yeah.
There are rules to the game. Okay.
The same we call our okay. Yeah, come how are all those who law my own quincy, customer who call warrior and the customer Robert my worry as much as do the obey me. And yet our and the same as Ukochimpra. And the Muslim obey my worry as much as 4. But as even a Christian and other marriage, obey my worry and just 1. Now worry and she sure was minimi kununkwa, minimi yunquana bede. And that is agreement now our no. Ya dear to musi when you be. But soon as we be for beauty, equate something different. Nyama bene ya agree see be a very that kind of tone for the warrior no. Same minuit ye ni obi fufu enda. I will not look for my sexual needs and I say and now emotional needs. Ebia you may be obi be show affection. I won't do any of these things. And I agree. And our so and you just 1 year or 2 years ball. So do a beer. And just anyone to know, Obi say baby I may ban me yasom and EJB or where Ebia making mistake into no, my me try elsewhere, on country and partner.
Maybe see a co straight here brilliant. A didn't say a mabi bree, a found.
So one Ebia Oba say mano. Say one do beer won't mean be any Ukraman Pacunede, entina.
I can say Martin said matrimony is a bema dear for a man sex.
So I mean like when we are talking about BBT sex no to Obama who says as physical, wait man who obi look sexually and I send in Pakuno address no appealing to the Pakuna. What's not doing crash me training back sex so. Obey about attention how you make me feel, see me door, my penis once and me no baby. To anya sadwin sakra na oni ntimi ede enya hwe.
So in short, the woman just doesn't get up and get into
no. Yeah. I just me accept you say look, you somebody I consider being intimate with you. Oh dom you permassum yeah, I've accepted you. You are somebody special to me.
Oh okay.
And say understanding anywhere won't me even allow you to do that with her. And also say yeah create a crana. You look most of the men, all men, most of our sexual organs is outside. Women is inside. So before the person even have access or give you access, start with the mind. Who are you to me? Who will be a me door, me pay awesome. And that's different from man. You know, obey my crowd to my friend, but just out of stress or person or have sex or no, I release you know. But no, me free do my me so stressful. Maybe sex is not what release me. What am I saying? You know, or bad no. On don't ni kununa the person is with no on or don't or did ba say be other needs ebia o meeting my financial goal be or na o boa me and now literally we a good person these days obeti so be say oh or you be a openya me asem but nyase me don pa you e be mapa nche ma ware no ti start don ni ho sa atinka ni ho a or ware wa na there's an issue it can easily go behind you to find somebody elsewhere. Second one also about yen kasa man now master abrabo no what try her. So about sex more of a variety.
The body count and the also.
Yeah.
No, multiple sexual partners.
Yes.
And sign all worry.
And what try different kind of variety. So when you be you can even suggest that person to only one thing. A bare bottom, like a bare not exciting to the person. And it's because worry will never know. No, it's just one way of doing things.
Eja me pese boy okay. O patre so oba bi wo ho a ono o very experienced sexually and say na oba be worry. When hunu ni nyina enti waba o worry ewu a won so wo de bia one way na. Enu betumi akofa asem oba.
Oh, be lose interest, especially see what complain 1 2. Na onya response a what share that.
Sani abusi ya wade
my main look elsewhere. And sometimes the people that fall on is the people now they are having some of this experience already.
Okay, so the first factor is that they come in for a need. And if that need is no more there.
The first factor I wanted to put up is about love. Genuinely loving the person, accepting this is the person I want to be with. In despite the needs and other things. But if it's coming in not because of love, say yes me door. But be a buan me binting, be a many
meet me at halfway.
Until I make then at any point in time, if there's any issue, obey my falling out. I go pay obini there. Other. And the second part, you know, because of our own kind of variety, near my eye in the past, no. I tried different ones, you know.
Yeah, bring into your third one, and you what if
past glory, body count.
The third aspect of this whole thing is about the emotional connection.
Okay.
Because a map affection, a car affection is a ubenya mreni umia dinkomo. Be nya I appreciate me. Never be overcome among so udome genuinely. Ebi onya sa connection no.
Crocro.
Crocro pampered. But if you say my worry there, somebody's come out. If you fine, take care of this. But can here? But I wish in your talk I will spend that money with you. They made the crime person spend that with you. Young out crying and spending thousand. Oh, when in quarantine, you know, being my busy. And the bed will be so lonely. Me feeling share crying dummy. So a banwa, it look like a be a wound access and only me baby, but do I'm not feeling that. Being connected to you, we are very disconnected. So at that moment, looking for that emotional needs, so be no needing common echo chiria. But if we are attached to the person, to bet my show be randomly no needing common. As far as in Pagrinya Mremano, etieno, et me affirm oh, it's okay, and that kind of things, must actually develop that bond.
And some men are very good at that. When they see that loophole, they hammer there.
Very well.
And then at some time they
they're very crafty.
Yes.
When they see lonely women, they pounce on them and make sure they do all that.
So gradually from that and what started to or develop that contact. So about Beman, South Beman, or share sex. We also share emotional connection. So along the line, my paper was so if you are asking for this, when to think it twice before giving in. Because at the end of the day, what I'm lacking is what you are giving me. The main now I'm getting it here. So actually let me take care of that. Because obviously Rebecca say, meant to be now I remember near there. So I need general kind of affection and share anywhere. And I'm getting it elsewhere. So you see these people, besides I don't know one Java and go follow this. But it's having our and still keeping this one. Because we meet different need, this one is meeting different need. But then emotional connection, how you physical connection or whatever it is, elsewhere.
In some
Mr. Otia. Any Mr. Odi.
Yeah, two different.
Two different.
Two different ways. Then last time I say, when we have conflict, you see, nipa bi anywhere, who are you be a winning in your kasa na mintim once here. But do be a tenacity be this and common resolve and resolve. Na omo hosa na mo abaso yen twaso. Then the same thing ebesa repeat bi na be dan some circle bi a repeat. You can't say sorry. One can sorry might be the same day. No, you do the thing again. Once I bio, once I sorry. Yes, it look like one when you're watching so best, and when things are not resolved properly like that, I create distance between couple no me no idea. Our worry, you know. Okay. You bet me be fear, but you may be or you bet me I yet didn't come a share boy. You may be able to intimate send your man there. We are just there, but we are very
unresolved
conflict
issues. Yeah.
So, now I'm for be someone. So, is this what I came for? we internet me buy and for how long may I send you my way? And looking at back from where I'm coming from, I'm not sure see make you feel that kind of emotion for very long time, very distance. Because women, if you look at you men, we men and the women, even how God has created us wired biologically and psychologically. You can't say cry, you can't say cry, you come with dear cry, a man come with dear different from a man come with dear. You should near my send a man shade near my critically, send a member to shade near my critically, a different. Now come market, I won't say must spend more time on market question member.
No correct.
Because they connect a lot of things. You should be crazy or to be connected way to another one.
This is how they are created.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, make pure. What you be basing if I could respond here, no. Then near and gentle because and drawing maybe a D and uncle yent. You could just connect it. But man could just analyze one of those things. So because of that, the connection in that core is not happy. You would like to reconnect. When you reconnect, it's so frustrating on any part. To be what to be the empire boss me, you go and then we go and prayer, or beat me and Korasam, just born with them Koranasa. But at the end of the day, no, when I leave the church, the issue is not gone. And Koranico Square, my issues are not solved. The main person, I mean, here, Sunny, my friend, that person is there, but we are not being able to connect.
I did back when I remember a time and it says, Senirica said, many year, and then be a TV. Maybe our koji be a Star Times box. No, they are command for TV. Many you know, I got to a ched, no, they are breno. But they are no more if you say there is something from Nikununa, Sikabia, TV, be entertainment, be a aim to mean for my friend companionship.
Very true.
Shouldn't the woman be specific and say, I deal with Nema meninge?
They talk. They say
like
the fact that they be a quite juma, obebane, mada. Women kasa ye nin komo ye nwini mom wo de bia is say uminu na say bia ye da sebe apart from that bibia shedani. In fact, a lot of Ghanaian women
then go
a lot of Ghanaian women say I don't even know my husband. I've been married to my husband for so many years, but I can't say they tell me.
I remember one time a woman drove to the place. Very, very, very successful outside. We look like the kind of car or drive and high. But by now, Casano, he was just crying through at me, pushing the tissue to her. Just to cry. I say, Tama, you worry, no. Then you need you didn't come on, you casay and nothing. Last time goes on, my husband are very too busy to the place that sometimes or buffy, then we have sex. After the sex office, we connect. Until you bet made in common that the time of order.
Yeah, man.
It's gone. And to me transfer time and any better says you didn't come on. Why or prepare time or call. So along the line to me feel say it look like if I'm single, it's better than being married because I'm married but me living like a single person.
Single wives.
The women, do they want us to multitask? It gets to a stage in a man's life where I was telling her before you came that it looks like we forget what we came for and then fight for what the family needs more than anything.
What we need to know is what made marriage a husband and wife. What made family when the other people are added to it. And it is the marriage, our a wo abushiano. Now, our serve as a foundation for Abushia. That is when our break up and Qur'an get affected. And to say we are looking for money, we should never forget our spouse. And within our time, how many hours do we have for ourselves within the whole day? About 1 hour now, 2 hours. What do we do with that 1 hour?
Okay.
And the more we do that, say 1 hour every blessed day, that 1 hour, and it depends on TKK. Just to talk about life, baby, start baby, baby, how do you feel? You might be a year, best mama, our arena improver. We are bonding, we are taking care of our arena, like we are maintaining our arena. But in that time, might be baby, but a do fear your partner in that time. So the only time we come to our partner and say, baby, be mommy. It's not about the relationship, I'm just meeting your need. Me, be a mom, and yes, you be my own. So sometimes our do says, will be facing. When you access into no buy, what you say we are call.
In some marriages, obi to make say come and do and go.
Yeah. And I'll be, you know,
you will just lie there and say, Charlie, do it and go away. Because there's no real connection. Because sex itself goes beyond just the physical thing. If there is an emotional connection, if there's friendship, if there's a certain bond, sex is the icing on the cake.
Okay.
And sex becomes more exciting in a couple that has that fun. They already know how to have their fun. Sex is just one of those things. Sex is not the main fun for them.
Isn't it human nature? I remember when this couch came, we were so excited. Very excited when this couch came. You know, you sit on it and you say, hello, did you see our couch? And now we're like, we want a new one or something like that. you get what I mean? Isn't it in a human nature that we behave like that, that we get used to each other so much that we don't see the need to really push
familiarity? We get to
yeah.
That could be a factor, but ask the same question at our workplace. We get used to the same workplace environment we work, but you see, there's a growth in that business. There's growth in that company. We might be doing the same thing, but you see, we are growing. When it comes to you know, or whatever we call marriage, we are calling marriage. One of the things we will need to know is the needs of each other. No? We ignore it, and we think about the needs of maybe the children, the bigger picture than we, the person. So when we start neglecting, because obi timi worry, ya worry we know. Look at the lingerie we put on. And now
you are talking about the honeymoon, right?
Yes.
That sexy
nice,
lingerie.
and that's when we started the relationship. Now what should I setting? And other things we are just taking care of. And how many times what to be among?
Yeah.
The things that attract your spouse.
Yeah.
How many times have you spent time doing those things? We ignore that, and we make some things more important than the marriage. Meanwhile, it's the marriage that is holding those things, that is driving those things. This past me there, mestre, we need to keep on maintaining each other, working on each other, no matter how familiar. Because if familiar, it means that we still should be knowing that baby a free bar, no, and baby a corner. There's a lot of gap.
Yeah.
What can we be doing? And you can say, oh, yeah, worry, and your girlfriend, boyfriend. So some certain things, people have that kind of notion.
Yeah.
But those things are what even attract me, that made me make a decision. My person, me no worry.
Counselor, let me ask this question, snagging on me. Why is it that we become painful and too serious once we marry? Is it an African thing? It's like when we're dating, we do all those little things, laughing over nothing and playing around, it's normal. But once we wear the ring, it's like now
when
you
I
have to
was a
take
child,
everything
I thought I was a child.
seriously. Why do we find ourselves in that space?
It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. It is a see, have you seen the politicians campaigning after election? A cultural thing. Because you see, Obi Beka say attraction. So be attracted to be is what you see about the person.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, interested. Obi interested in something is how much time you give to the thing. To be sure will be say I'm interested in football. Be some football. No, how much time I'm update. I follow the news as I'm born here there. I starting. The feed your mind. They are even in the motion before born here there. I starting. I started relation there. The very bizarre issues about sex. Open sex now. Open say they talk about all these things. We are putting a lot of interest. It has started so nice. Yeah, we don't talk about it anymore. There's no more interest. When we are not giving interest, it's either dying or becoming boring.
Okay.
And we are going back.
All right. People go to counseling before they get married, and right after marriage, there's nothing like counseling happening there. There's pre-marital counsel that takes place. How often should couples visit the counselor together?
Thank you. Post-marital counseling is very important. Because your problem is we feel so we counselor or say we live life, but that is not true. Counselor be any way nyame, or bet me say we live life. In fact, even the first call of the counselor is to help you understand each other. The counselor want to understand you. Why are you here? So just why are you here? Is somebody who pay active attention to you or taking every detail of the conversation, follow whole story, no? Just to understand nipa na there. what is he saying? So you have to help the couple understand each other to establish that connection. No one near there, which is missing. So the counselor comes in to help you make your marriage work. Or you have some experience, some knowledge, some tools, some techniques, intervention, so you fall on him to help you get better. But yes, on really ajina amo. Just the two of you.
Okay.
And so on mama just can your coffee for refill, change the oil, you do the same thing for marriage. And the time we are having a little disagreement continuously. Then we need to seek for a therapy or counseling. And that time we realize that the way I'm feeling about my spouse, and things are changing. We need to seek for counseling. Or I'm communicating A, you understanding it B. So that is creating argument. They be MPP and NDC within that space. We need to seek for counseling. We are taking a decision, and the decision is like, we want to go here, you want to go here. How do we work together? Because your strength and my strength and yet the same thing. But we have to learn to work together. At what point in time do we bend small? Do we compromise? Maybe you don't have the skill. Let's speak to somebody who will help us. And we are changing. Your body needs to start that.
Yeah. Never
So the things we do in the beginning, we won't be doing it after 5 years, after 10 years. We have to learn a different way of adapting, adjusting, and then making it work. Can we get somewhere that the person can be of help to us? So for counseling is a part of our lifestyle. In every aspect of our life. It's also giving all of us different kind of people to help us.
Counselor, I did back one. For me, a tribe be answer any communication. Once you see we are in a relationship, communication acquire say ensure a boama ye shape no a floaty. So in everything, talk about it. I did back one in my counseling. Men when you say, "Eyana ekununum person with sex, ebra brasem so." E ma bebre chiri saa de no. Why am I dear? I am me ya. On sense nka ye betu ye bu edi hu nkomo apa ye hu achew. Na ya kase yenye mu manka rather than why ya ade ama na me ya no. Na edu anajo no na woni me abeden. Abeda for a lot of men they believe say once we have sex bibi atu atwa. So talk to us a little about that. The importance of actually talking. I'm not saying fighting, shouting, talking about the issue. Me and sex in Brasso.
See, honestly, they are talking, but no negative interaction. I'm having good time, they are talking, but no positive interaction. To happy marriage, they do more of positive interaction than the negative interaction. There are more of the negative interaction. Positive interaction is simple. Sometimes I think I may experience, I should be able to express it. Because a free memoir may free.
Yeah.
And stay or what it block a lot of things. So I tell people there's one powerful thing I use too. We call it I statement. When they be how catch your partner, dear hammy. Me na many engine, men go cast woman many. Then who cause it trouble about many because of A, B, C, D.
And can say, Papa, oh, mama, but many. That's positive communication.
Yes. As soon as when you cast oh, mama, what about me? Next, near here or no, you couldn't near here, but you are jumped to some other place. Again, let's make a lot of requests. Then just complain. It does not empower anybody to change. My yeah, what can? Obekaso, ukasado do traso.
Naija ade ba ko sani awukan why oh sorry ade chi no why sorry say ba ne say partner whether is a woman or man obey frustrated
so amana request is me ba be din so hand one man so na ago from say de bia din so to o carelessness ntino na so na bo maybe I should say something that empower you to do the right thing. Mr. That be din so ba be to ya hwe se unsan de I'm requesting they be late.
Alex is laughing. What was it?
You know,
the thing about familiarity.
When you said about communication, I wanted to know what is it that makes women feel like they want to be communicated to? What is that?
Alex, you've asked a question. Counselor Adofoli with something, but let me answer you straightly. The most annoying part, imagine I'm your husband and you are talking to me.
No, it's
Oh, but I'm
disrespectful.
talking to you. Listen, watch me. My ears are here.
Eye
Speak.
contact.
I am eye contact. You see, listening goes beyond just the ear. Look at me. I'm looking at you. My body language as I look at you. My facial expression
man.
as I look at you. It's all about share. Even if sometimes
Yeah.
we're talking gibberish,
Yeah.
if I see my husband is genuinely interested in what I'm saying, no matter how nonsense it is, it's empowering. You don't know how good women feel when they get to that stage where they believe their husbands actually are interested in what they
Wow.
do. Councillor Adofoli, to talk to us about this thing. And
It's not only the women. In fact, when children are born, we correct them.
Yeah.
We give them a negative thing. When a child is talking to you, he's looking at your face.
Yes.
Daddy, 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 mommy, mommy, he's looking at you. He's looking for your attention. Once you connect, he's happy.
Yeah.
Both boys and girls. When you disconnect, you keep on calling you. So we all want to be connected. Unfortunately, some people think that when I get to a certain place we are mature, we don't need to connect.
Yeah.
But in other sense, no, it's actually disconnecting from
All
them.
right. Your last word before we say goodbye. For men who have disconnected when it comes to the act of listening, how best should we listen to our spouse? What is the needed skills that we need to have to be able to just give an ear to our women? Because it looks like that's one of the basic areas where we lack as men.
All right, this to the men. Men, no, we are not multitask. We are just one task man. So we do one thing at the same time. That's why we do one woman at the same time. We can marry two. So what I'm saying that when you are doing something, you are busy, and your spouse wants your attention, share woman, no. Say at the end, may take much time. Man, who say at this hour, no, at this time, may free amount. But don't try to multitask it, because me tell, okasa, and when you are doing that, you are absent. You are not giving your all. We should look at that. So. No na for and a meeting as a man who ahead of time. So we meeting at this time, may free at this time. So 1 hour, 30 minutes, so that time is just dedicated to you. Then we can have that kind of good communication.
Woo.
And then focus on what the person is saying from the beginning to the end. And sometimes you can validate. If I get you right, do you mean A, B, C, D? Yeah. Just to show that we are on the same line.
That is powerful. Now can say say now. The marriage consult. Talk to us about the marriage consult. Our time is up.
Okay, marriage consult. Besides counseling, relationship, marriage counseling, we also do ADR, alternative dispute resolution. So we think that going to the court is the easiest way, but the trouble there is difficult. Come to the marriage consult, we sit down, within a few minutes, we resolve conflict and any other issues that comes up.
If someone wants to get in touch with you?
Okay, my office is on the Spinters Road near Coastal Junction. The number is 0201
0201
43
43
53
53
00
0201 43 53 00 0201 43 53 00. A million thanks to Councillor Adofoli. He is the CEO and head counselor at the Marriage Consult. We are happy to have him here in the studio. Alex, have you learned?
Yeah, I am excited. I've always want to know the tricks. There was this poster about men who drank till their bones were showing, trying to understand
Alex,
women.
I think you should talk. Look, our story.